Thanks, guys. Grace joining us once again. She's one of our staff writers here at FreightWaves. And this morning, we're talking about visibility once again, a hot topic across the industry. But today, we're talking about it in terms of military and security. Grace, good morning. Always a pleasure to see you on FreightWaves Now.
Yeah, good morning. We're twins today almost, so that's nice.
I love it. Great minds think alike. So you just dropped a story this morning at 8 a.m. talking about Overhaul raising $55 million and this visibility really going towards that focus on military safety and security. Talk us through your story this morning.
Yeah, so visibility, right? Like we haven't heard about it at all in recent stories. I feel like it's all I've been really talking about over the last couple weeks. And I think the main reason for that is because it's actually affecting everyone right now. So I love to see supply chain and especially real-time visibility and that area of this industry finally getting its time to shine. So Overhaul is an interesting player in this community. They're looked at as more of a niche player, right? Like they really tend to build their technologies and their offerings around their customers' needs. Where if you look at some of the larger competitors in the market, we're looking at like P44, Four Kites. They're really going for the gold, but these guys have kind of taken a different way towards this problem. And Barry over there has a huge background in military and security, so he is the best person to lead this force. And what they focused on is really building a real-time visibility solution that is coming up with solutions to the problems that this visibility is making transparent. I think that's something that's very impactful in regards to all of the visibility technologies out there in supply chain right now. What are you going to offer me as a customer once you're able to show me where the problems are, right? And I think that each offering has its own type of way of going about that, but they've really focused on their customers needs. They've built this really great secure system around this visibility tool. And what's really cool about them is they're also offering a really good suite of technologies to the carriers as well, which is great because that's really going to open up their abilities to dive a little bit deeper and really win over the carrier's trust when it comes to giving their supply chain customers and shippers a view of what that truck is doing on a daily basis, right? Like Four Kites, they just came out with their patent, and their focus is, okay, what about these situations where like I can't actually talk with a truck, right? No, Overhaul is focused on building that really tight relationship with the carrier, saying, okay, if you're going to make yourself visible to me at all moments in time, I'm going to make your own data visible to you. So I think it's really great to see that they are focused on more of this niche and really they've partnered great with their investors and being able to take on very large supply chain actors, right? You look at airports, ports around the world. They're going to have direct access to all of that material and be able to really gauge that for their customers. And Barry and I talked about a few of their customers. They're very large enterprise businesses that I have personally worked with and are really going to see an impact within their own supply chains from the tools that Overhaul is creating for them. So it's really great to see, especially now with all of these different cyber attacks too, that you have a player in this field who's focused on making sure that while we are making this connective tissue for the better good, it's also going to be well protected, and everyone's data is going to be protected as well.
Grace, Michael here. Thank you for coming on today. Really interesting story, and I think it's awesome. I love the quotes and the discussion you had with Barry Conlon, the founder and CEO there over at Overhaul, and especially like you were just pointing out, visibility is great, transparency is great, but show me what to do with it, and training those customers and potential clients and existing clients what to do with it is incredibly important. I don't know if you talked about this enough today, because the interesting thing about this is that it's real-time information and real-time correction to detecting of an event, right? Even with the risk management, they talk about the fact that hard driving, poor driver habits immediately in real time sent right to risk management saying, hey, potential claims here. Is that right?
Exactly. And, I did put it in the article, but we were talking about how one of their customers literally he was visiting one of his carrier partners, and he picked up the phone and called the driver and said, hey, you're speeding. Like, you got to slow down. And it was a newer driver.
Wow.
And the driver wants to kind of be defensive, but over time, knowing that there's someone there who's going to help train you and keep you focused on your overall goal of becoming a driver with no accidents is something that we all want. I mean, it's something that people want in any field that they're in. Is, okay, I want to get better at this job. I want to do my best at this job. And that's really what about putting this technology into an operations is for, like being able to take that information and improve on something with it, not just be able to point the finger, right?
Yep.
It's interesting
Absolutely.
because I feel like that's kind of how you become a really good leader too, is that a good leader doesn't necessarily tell you, hey, you're doing this wrong. It's you're doing this wrong, but here's a path to make it better.
The solution or the help, the guidance. Yeah.
Absolutely. You get that guidance with it too. And so, like you mentioned, Grace, Overhaul's they have this $55 million raise in funds, and they're really kind of trying to be this leader in that space. Do you think that these other companies who are maybe into that visibility platform, but not so certain how to take that visibility and make it solutions based, will kind of take home, I guess, some lessons from what Overhaul's doing?
Yeah, I think that the big players out there in visibility know where they need help with that. And another thing that we just put out today, right, is Redwood is connecting with P44, and I think this is the perfect example. P44 just does it so well of knowing what you're really, really good at, but also partnering with the people that can help you in this space. And I think Redwood is going to be absolutely huge in regards to helping P44 be more actionable for their customers, because their customers are going to be able to connect with LPAS, logistics platform as a service, which is what the whole industry is really turning into, is this as a service business model. But they're going to be able to use this connection. It's mutual beneficial. They're going to be able to push customers both ways, but being able to take that LPAS platform and offer that to their customer is that exact action item I think that that P44 was missing. So when I saw that come over last night, I was internally super happy, because I think that they, clearly just hit unicorn status, and that this was the one area that I was more interested in, was like, okay, what are we doing to really make this powerful for customers? This is the exact partnership to do that.
Excellent stuff, Grace. It'll be interesting to see how Overhaul works with this and how this is accepted by drivers. It's you get that driver kind of, you need that safety issue, you want that training, you want that real-time feedback, but they also don't want Big Brother watching them while they're in that cab, right? And how they kind of soften the blow of an immediate phone call saying, hey, dude, you're doing 67.
Right. Take it down a notch.
Back it down.
Grace, we're out of time right now to kind of dive into your other stories. But go ahead and just give us like a really quick 5-second synopsis of what you just put up on Seegrid.
Yes, Seegrid. So they actually just came out with their newest tow tractor series. And what's really great about them is they are all about adding really powerful automation to manufacturing and warehousing. So for them, they've created their own in-house development team, which is really great to see, who's going to keep trial and erroring different types of technologies so that the customers that they're working with can continue to improve and scale over time. So check out that article, because there's a really great conversation with their leadership as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Grace. Everybody, you can check these out on FreightWaves.com. Grace is excellent. She's always got great insights. I love her writing. Grace, we'll talk to you again very, very soon, I hope. Very interesting articles, and I love what you're doing.